morning, everybody. My name is Shahanur Islam. I am a human rights lawyer and defender from Bangladesh, currently residing in Paris as a laureate of the Marian Initiative for Human Rights Defenders. In Bangladesh, I run an organization. It is the Justice Makers Bangladesh, and this organization aims to provide support to the minority peoples, especially to the LGBTQI peoples in Bangladesh. We provide legal support, legal counseling, also the short-term shelter support, medical, psychological support, and also we regularly monitor the media for human rights violation against LGBTQ peoples in Bangladesh, and submit the reports in half yearly and annually. And also we provide we conduct the fact-finding investigation for the specific issues, and also do the advocacy for decriminalization of homosexuality in Bangladesh, as well as constitutional recognition of homosexuality in Bangladesh. It is your main activities in Bangladesh. And as a part of our activities, we regularly, as I already mentioned, that monitor the human rights situation of the LGBTQI peoples in Bangladesh. And in Bangladesh, we are the only one organization who are systematically monitored the media for the human rights violence against LGBT peoples. However, my today's papers is not academical papers. It is our regular activities, the monitoring the situations, and based on the online newspapers news, we make the research and we produce these papers. So it is not a actual academical research papers. And at first, I would like to apologize for my weakness in English. So if you don't understand, please don't hesitate to ask me the questions. However, if you see the historical context in Bangladesh, you know that in Bangladesh was a previously was in British colonial country, and then we were in Pakistan. And in 1971, we got the independence from the Pakistan. And you know that our legal system is based on the British period and also the Pakistani period. And in Bangladesh, you know, the homosexuality is a criminal offense up to life sentence. You know, in Bangladesh, there is a section in Penal Code 377. There the same-sex consensual same-sex was punishable offense. And also, you know that the lack of explicit legal protection against that, there is no protection against the sexual orientation and gender identity minorities in Bangladesh, and we have no specific laws related to marriage, adoption, and inheritance, especially for the LGBTQ peoples in Bangladesh. But in recent years, there are some development only for the trans people, not lesbian, gay, or bisexual or other people, because in 2013 the government enacted a laws where recognize the transgender as a third gender, and government took some policy and initiative for well-being of the transgender peoples, especially the trans woman, and access their healthcare, and also some creating some job opportunity for them. But it is very limited and not sufficient for the peoples. And if you just see about the social and religious attitude, because you know that Bangladesh is a Muslim countries, and according to the Muslim law, the homosexuality is totally prohibited, and it is also make a significant effect on the LGBT rights in Bangladesh. And due to the social and religious aspect, the LGBT peoples are uh, discriminated and also socially excluded. Also, they are facing a lot of violence by the family and also by the society. Just in 2022, we documented 46 incidents against the violence against the LGBTQI peoples in Bangladesh, where 198 individuals were subjected to violence. And the incidents there is a different kind of incident. Just if you see the my graph, you can see there is a lot of type of incident as the murder, suicide attempt, physical assault, suspension from job, kidnapping, detaining, harassment, ransom and extortion, implicating cases, arrest, suicide, blackmailing, and others. This is the total. This is the number of victims in 2022. They are facing violence. Here you can see that there is a lot of number of people. So 148 people, they are victim of physical assault. And you know that if you did murder, there is 10 people has been murdered, and also 5 people take the suicidal attempt. And also 3 people who are suspended from their jobs, blaming as they are the homosexual person. And also 9 was kidnapped, 10 was detained by the police and local powerful peoples, and 17 was physical and sexual and psychological harassed. 5 people was victimized of ransom. And also, you know that here you can see the 17 people was implicated in false and fabricated cases, and 15 was arrested and put in the jail. Even due to the social unacceptability, two people was suicide, and 2 was captive and also victim of blackmail. And if you just see the number of incident, here also we can see the 46 number of incident, and 10 incident was the killing, murder, and also in three incident, but 2 was the attempt to suicide. Physical, there is 16 incident was happened of the physical assault, and above the 16 incident, there is 148 victimized. Then the suspension, the 3 incident, kidnapping incident 6, and victim was the 9, and also detained incident number was 4, and the victim was the 10. Harassment incident was 9, and victim was 17. The 5 ransom incident, and victim was the 5 same, and implicating in 9 cases there was 17 people was implicated in false cases, and in 7 incident 15 was arrested. So if you just see that the percentage of the incident in total physical assault incident was the 21%, and also implicating in false and fabricators the 12%, harassment was the 12%, of total incident. And also murder was the 13 of the total 13% of total incident was the murder, and also 8% is the kidnapping, and 9% was arrest, and rest of the others. Additionally, if we see the percentage of violence-wise victims, we can see that the 60% victim was physical victim of physical assault. It is the large number of, and also you see that the 7% victim was the implicated in false and fabricated cases, and also 4% was kidnapped, 1% was suspended from the job, and 6% victim was arrest, and 4% was victim was murder, and rest of the others. This is the ratio of the victim of violence. And now if we just see the geographical distribution, you know that there is 46 incident and 198 individual, and you see there is a number of incident and also the number of victims. We have the 8 division in Bangladesh. From the Dhaka division, you see that there is 21 incident happens where the 52 victimized. Then in Chittagong there is 7 incident happened and the victim number was 11. And Rajshahi there are 6 incident, but you can see that there is the victim number of victims is 107 victim, but incident was 6, because there is one incident around 100 people was victimized physical torture. In Khulna, you saw that there is 6 incident and 15 of victim, and also Sylhet 1 incident 1 victim, and also Rangpur 2 incident 2 victim, and Borishal there is 3 incident there is 3 incident but victim number is 10. And you can see that in Mymensingh division there is no incident we documented, but this is not the actual incident and victim, because you know that due to the social unacceptability, most of the incident and violence incident, it was unreported and it was hidden, because due to the family, also the social aspect region, they cannot disclose their violation. So if I just see, you can see that the percentage of the division-wise victim, it is in Dhaka division there is 26%, in Rajshahi division 54% victim. It is the highest ratio, and also the in Khulna 6%, Chittagong 5%, and also Khulna 8%, Chittagong 5%, and also this is the Borishal 5%, and others is the 1%. This is the total percentage of the victims. And also it is the incident in Dhaka division, there is 46% incidents happened perpetrated, and also in Chittagong division there is 15% incident happened. In Rajshahi division the 13% incident, and Khulna division also the 13%, and Sylhet division 2%. Mymensingh division no incident happened documented, and Rangpur division 4%, and the Borishal division is the 7% incident was perpetrated last in 2022. And then if we want to see the victim demographic profile, you can see that there is a different kind of victims, especially the if we see that there is 7 incident happen in the against the lesbian, where is the 16 victims. In total 198 victims, there is 16 are the lesbian, and in total 46 incident, the 7 incident was against the lesbian. And there is 11 incident happened against the gay, where 13 gay people was victimized, and there is 28 incidents happened against the transgender peoples, and there is 169 transgender was victimized. Here we saw that why this incident against transgender is more, because you know that in Bangladesh the transgender peoples are slightly accepted by the society, so they are now open in everywhere. So when they are victimized in any violence, it is reported in widely in the news media. But due to the lesbian, gay, and bisexual, that is totally unaccepted in Bangladesh, and they are totally invisible. So there is a lot of incident, but is some of them are reported in the news media. If we just make it ratio, the 15% of incident was against the lesbian, and 24% of incident was against the gay, and rest of the 61% incident was perpetrated in the transgender. And if we see that there is 85% victims of was the transgender, and 8% was lesbian, and 7% was gay. Now, if we see that sometimes the victims was victimized multiple violence, as like as if we see there is a 27 incident was only single violence, where 153 was victim, more than one violence incident 9, where 45 victim number victim of 45, and more 2 violence incident was 11, and where 32 was the victim, and also number of 3 violence incident was 5, where 7 was the victim. Number of the victim is 7, and also 1 incident, but 4 type violence was the number of the incident was 3, but victim of number was the 6. So we can see that sometimes one victim and one incident facing a more than one type of violence, including one might be victimized in the arrest, also the false and fabricated cases, also the physical assault at a times. Then, just if you want to say about the perpetrators of the violence, we can see there is a lot of kind of perpetrators we find out. We find out the local powerful group, local government member, criminal organized criminal group, also police officer, self, also the miscreant, others, and the Hijra are the main perpetrators who are the involved with this kind of violence. If you see that just the number, there is a number of incident 9 that was perpetrated by the local powerful group, and there 18 was victimized by the local powerful group. And also there was 4 incident perpetrated by the local government member, and there was 8 was the victim by the local government member. And also criminal group perpetrated 4 incident, and victim was also the 4. And the police member involved with the 4 incident, where 13 was victim, and there was self incident was 4, as like was the attempt to suicide and also the suicide, and there was number of victim was 7, and 4 incidents perpetrated by the miscreant, and number of victim was 4, and other was 8 incident perpetrated by others, and the number of victim was 11. But there is a 9 incident happened by the Hijra. You know, the Hijra is the one is the profession by the transgender, and they're involved with the 9 incident, and there is 133 of victim was people was victimized. So we can see that the most of the incident, most of the victims are victimized by the Hijra group. And just if we just make this ratio, that we can see that there is 90% incident was happened by the local powerful group, 9% was local government member, 9% was police, and also 9% was the 9% was the police, 9% was the criminal group, and 9% was 9% by the miscreant, and 17% by others, and 19% by the Hijra. It is that on the total incident. And if we see the perpetrators or victim, 67% was by the Hijra, 65% victims victimized by the Hijra, and also 7% by the powerful group, 4% by the local government member, 2% by the criminal group, organized criminal group, 9% by the police officer, and 3% by the self, 2% by the miscreant, and 6% by the others. It was the total victimized. And just if you see the motivation and contribution factor, why this was happened, there is a lot of reason. We found out as trying to cluster, we see there is the pre-enmity, financial greediness, social unacceptability, internal conflict, and others. Just if you see, there is 4 incident was due to the pre-enmity, and therefore people was victimized. Also, it is the highest number of financial incidents. 106 people was victimized due to the financial greediness. And there is another thing is that 23 incident is happened due to social unacceptability. It is the highest number, because you know that the socially the LGBTQ are not accepted by the society. So there is 23 incident, and are the 51 victims. This is the number of the incidents is high, 23, and it is 51 victims. And also internal conflict, there is 6 incident was happened due to internal conflict of the LGBTQ peoples, and there is 31 was the victims, and others motivation was 6, and victim was the 6. This is the basically reason for the incident and the victims. If I just make this as a ratio, there is the 9% incident behind the incident was the pre-enmity, and 15% was the financial greediness, and social unacceptability was 50%. 50% incidents region behind was the socially unacceptability, and 13% was the internal conflict. And if you just make the ratio of region-wise victim, there is 2% was the pre-enmity due to pre-enmity, and 53% was the financial greediness, that the victim. Also, 26% was the social unacceptability, and 16% was the internal conflict, and others was the 3%, the region behind. Now, if we just see what was the impact of the consequence of this violence, there is a physical injuries, long-term health complications, increased risks of the sexual transmitted disease, traumatic brain injuries, long-term health consequence, impact of the personal safety, post-traumatic disorder, depression and anxiety, low self-esteem and self-worth, suicidal and self-harm, social isolation and withdrawal from the society, trust and intimacy issues, fear and trauma, suppression of the rights, empowerment and challenges, internal stigma and self-blame. That was the main the consequence of this kind of violence. And just we find out some challenge. What is the faced by the individuals of the LGBT people? The discrimination and violence. This is the main challenge faced by the LGBTQ people in Bangladesh. Also, criminalization of the homosexuality. It is another challenges. Also, limited access to support. The most of the victim of LGBTQ people and the LGBT peoples, they have a limited access of legal support and also others kind of support. And also the family rejection. When the family member come to know that they are the this community people, they reject them and throw out from their family. It is another main challenge in Bangladesh. And also the limited access to the healthcare. They are though the government trying to give the healthcare support to the transgender, but others, the lesbian, gay, or bisexual, they have a limited number of healthcare support. Also, the social exclusion and isolation. The society, they do not want to include them, and LGBT people always feel isolation from the society, and also lack of support and resource. Most of the time, the LGBT people, they do not have the enough resource for their support and to develop themselves and to integrate themselves in the society. This is the main issues of challenge we find out during our monitoring and study. And we have some recommendation to address this kind of violence. At first, we have the recommendation to legal reform, because you know that we have no specific protection law for the protection of the sexual minority people in Bangladesh, and also we have a offensive and criminalize the law 377. So we need this kind of law need to be repealed, and also need to enact some special policy, especially to the sex change surgery, and also need some laws to stop criminalize the forced conversion therapy. We need this kind of policy initiative and legal reform. Also, we need advocacy and awareness campaign. It is to the family, also society, and also educational institution, also workplace, and also state level. From family to state, we need the advocacy and awareness campaign, and also need the education and training. And also, we should educate the policy peoples, the high level peoples, and also need to train the LGBT peoples for their capacity building and support system and safeties. We need to extend the support system, especially for the sexual minority peoples in Bangladesh, and also need some safe space where they can stay if they face any violence. And we have also some recommendation to collaboration and partnership. We should collaborate with the civil society, local government agency, also the NGOs, human rights groups, and others in nationally and internationally. We should collaborate in partnership, and also need the international cooperation for our international advocacy. This is the main recommendation we find out. And finally, we want to say that the people's LGBT peoples in Bangladesh, they are basically facing a lot of violence. They have no rights, so they need a integrated policy to develop themselves. Also need the decriminalization of the homosexuality in Bangladesh. And we are asking all of you to join our drive, join our activities to ensure the rights of the homosexual peoples in Bangladesh. Thank you very much, and I'm really grateful all of you for your passion. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shahanur. Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
Hello?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you for your presentation. Thanks for your patience. We do have one question.
Oh, I only want to ask that.
Oh, no, we'll give next first more on. Anyone start?
I just have one question that I think leads to a second question. So I'm sorry. The data for the study is, from what I understand, you've monitored online news media. Is
Yes.
that correct? Could you just tell me a little bit about how you gathered that data and how it's been treated? Like what was the system used to gather the data that you've got?
Thank you very much. Every day we have a volunteer team. Every day we search in online. It is not only online, also it is also the offline. Both we use, but especially it is in the online. Every day we search the incident, what is happening in Bangladesh in online every day, and we collected it, and we have a database system software. We every day we put it the data bank and systematically, and we later we compiling it as a report.
And then my second question was, I noticed in the data that you showed in the presentations that there was some categories that I was interested in how you define them. There was the category of powerful groups that was used when you were talking about the perpetration of violence. And I just wondered, what does powerful groups mean in this?
Yeah, because we categorize it. There is, when we read the news, there is involved. Who is the involved with this kind of violence? Sometimes there is the local powerful group, means there is the elite people in the locality. They have the influence. They are not criminal, but they have the good influence in the society. The people's obey their instruction. People's always obey them. So this kind of people, they have the influence in the community, but they're not like a criminal.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, as you see that there is also mentioned there's a organized criminal group. There is a difference. There is a local powerful group. There is some local government. Means we have the union parishad, we have the district parishad. There is the categories. Sometimes the member of the local government, they are also involved with the as a perpetrators. Sometimes the local criminal groups. There is the organized criminal groups and miscreant. Miscreant is also the criminal, but there is not organized. They are the scattered criminal group, scattered criminal. So there is, we categorize everything is everything specifically.
Thank you very much for answering my questions.
Thank you very much.
You have to talk quite loud.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I had a question, if that's okay. Can you hear me?
Please.
So I failed statistics at secondary school, so you'll have to forgive me if I've misunderstood. But were the Hijra recorded as being perpetrators of violence on that graph as one of the highest perpetrators?
Sorry. I
just had a question about the Hijra, that particular group of people. Were they recorded very highly as perpetrators of violence?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. You know that the Hijra is the profession in Bangladesh. They are the member of also a member of the LGBTQ community, in transgender community. But the main problem is that you also see that the region of most of the number of victims was also the financial greediness. You can see in my report, financial greediness, and these Hijra groups are always due to the financial greediness. They are doing physical assault to the others transgender people. You know, in Bangladesh there is a system of the begging by these transgender peoples. There is a leader who is called the Guruma. This is they are the sometimes due to their financial greediness, they are doing a lot of violence against these transgender peoples. Even if any trans woman or trans man, they do not want to join their group, they are victimized. If they do not want to do the begging, this Hijra group, they try to make violence, try to kidnap, they kidnap them, they torture them. So this is the Hijra group is the main the highest level of perpetrators here. The reason behind the financial greediness.
So if I'm understanding correctly, is that wouldn't be motivated by transphobia, by external transphobia, it would be within the community.
This is not transphobia. This is the trans. They are also belong to the transgender. This is the group, but they try to use other transgender peoples for their earning, for their greediness. They make a group. They're trying to torture them. They torture them to go to the field, collect the money, and give them. And when they refused, they tortured them.
Thank you for explaining. Thank you for answering my question.
And again, I want to say, this is a minimum number of the incident reported in the news media due to the social unacceptability. If you get, if you do a study in not only monitoring the newspaper, we can get a lot of incidents, a lot of a number. It will be increased more. But in Bangladesh, there is no organization systematically monitoring the human rights violation against the LGBT people in Bangladesh. Most of the organization, they work for the health issue and others issue, not for the advocacy for rights or monitoring the violation.
So here in the UK, sorry, I don't want to hog the airtime, but here in the UK, we have a real problem with the press reporting negatively about transgender people, reporting them disproportionately as criminals. Do you think there's something similar happening in Bangladesh, or do you think this is due to genuine incidences of crime within the trans community?
Basically, the media, they are when the trans Hijras, most of the media, they don't like the Hijra, but always they are supporting the transgender people in Bangladesh. Transgender peoples are more, they are accepted in Bangladesh a lot, but due to the characteristics of the Hijra, sometimes people are afraid on the transgender people. Because if you go to the Bangladesh, you can see a lot of transgender, they are doing extortion in the name of the begging, and it is a public nuisance, as like a public nuisance. So the media is always supporting with the transgender peoples, and they are always they are publishing the report in the positive way due to the transgender people. But when they are doing the internal conflict due to the begging, due to the financial means, that time they are not.
Thank you. Thank you.
No questions? Okay. Thank you very much, Shahanur. Thanks for all your patience as well at the start, but that's been brilliant. So thanks once again.
And thank you everybody. And also I am asking everybody to provide us the support to systematically monitor the violence in Bangladesh. As you know, we are doing all the things in voluntary, and if there is any possible to provide support for established a systematic monitoring tools, and also doing some more intensive research, if there is any scope to make cooperation, it would be very helpful for me to do this.
Absolutely, yeah, we'll keep in contact. Okay, thanks again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care, bye.
Thank you. Bye.